need to address. Because there is something that drives. Everything has got a motivation. What is it that motivates a student to move out of the bed and go and sit outside? That is one. So hostel conditions, they are not satisfactory. Then there is also now the other aspect of it. After you've moved from poor hostel conditions that have forced a student to come and live outside, the frustration that actually comes in. You have paid fees, you sleep on a dry chair. You know, the only thing you might get is the breeze, but the mosquitoes are there. You wake up in the morning, you are tired, frustrated. It definitely will have an impact on you. It's going to have an impact on your academics. Put in mind, if you sleep on a chair, then all the learning in the university is on a chair. So it's like, how many hours sitting? You get that? You have a day with 3 lectures or even 2, 6 hours. Then you have time for assignments, sitting. Then at night you're going to spend sitting. So it's like you, all your life here, or 90% of your life in the university, you spend it on your farm. Sitting. And that is definitely going to have a toll on your whatever. Psychologically, you're affected. But now that is because of the living conditions of the dormitories or hostels. Now we have this other group. The group doesn't have money to pay for the hostels. And who choose also to do that? It will definitely have its own impact on their performance again, because they sleep late, they sleep exposed, they actually know the basic minimum expected of someone to sleep is a bed, maybe with a 1-inch mattress or 3-inch mattress and to cover and rest, because now you know. But now to sleep on a chair or on a bench, that discomfort has got its own thing. But there is one thing that we need to put in mind. When you are denied something in life that you need, a necessity, definitely what normally comes to you finally is self-esteem. Self-esteem actually goes. You start suffering from low self-esteem. Because one, you have students who have what they are. They are visited by their friends. Some of them are able to cook what they want. They have parties. We've had students who have birthday parties. Perhaps one thing we need to know, these students who are homeless, do they normally hold birthday parties or any party? And where do they hold them from? Now, when you start looking at them, you find they lose certain aspects of their life. And that definitely will have a psychological trauma. And it can eventually have a bearing on your performance in class. Because the moment you start looking at yourself as being different, when life others you, puts you among the crowd of others, then definitely you find it hard going. Because you think the best things in life are meant for others, and the worst things in life are meant for you. And for that matter, you won't be surprised if you got 40 when you are expected to get 70. Because you are different. Then you're going to find a group, just like the first group. You have been paying money towards your hostel. And the hostels are in Habitat. And then you realize there's a group of people who stay playing whatever they play outside there and they sleep. Then you decide, okay, let me join them. So you have money, but instead of actually wasting it, paying the university hostels which don't help, perhaps I should go and live with these guys here. So you join them. Now here you have money, but you don't want to actually waste it in there because of poor. So you end up using that money for what it's not meant to be. Now, in one way or another, when we are looking at this, yes, that's a very good choice. I wouldn't know why the student chooses to go and stay in the open and not look for another alternative accommodation. But I kind of believe that the poor conditions in the hostel have actually made this student become dishonest. Because that's embezzlement. That's embezzlement, whichever way, that's cheating. Because I don't know how you give, if you account this money to your parent or your guardian, where you get the receipt to show that you are accommodated. So we get now to go and join them. Then we have those who outrightly, because this third group and the other group which outrightly embezzles fees, and then because they have a way of living without a roof over them. It's just actually the same, because they won't actually embezzle fees. They won't embezzle fees, particularly this one who decides not to pay the hostel, though he has the money. This one who has been given money to go and look for accommodation elsewhere. They are all the same. But now the question is, if this has got at all, or the impact of this second and third group, these circumstances have on the academia, may not be the same as the impact the first group of students face when they get this. Because the first chap leaves the hostel out of protest, and therefore the degree of frustration may be evident. But these ones who actually get out of the hostels and live outside, under the trees or whichever place, out of choice, may be having fun, and you'll still find them, as you have said, they're still able to deal with issues of academia and everything else because they are living there out of choice. Whether that doesn't have health implications on their bodies or not is another matter altogether. But as long as the student goes to class, is able to take exams, and maintains a degree of happiness, I think that is what most of us actually look at, and we don't seem to question about this. But overall, what we need to do is, what is it about the university that will make students live outside? Are we also not allowing? For example, how would you actually create an atmosphere in the university where students will find that they can live under a tree for a whole semester? Maybe we need to investigate this kind of thing. And what security implications does it have? Particularly as a university you stay, we expect the students at the end of the day at 8 o'clock, when we have finished classes, or we take the time when the library, what time does the library close? 10. Yeah, we say right from 10 o'clock when the library closes, everybody is supposed to be in the hostel. And whoever remains in the compound is either going to be the people who attend, students who are accommodated in the university, hostels, security. So how does the university take the idea that there are people who remain in the university, yet they cannot be accounted for? How? And this again brings to the question of having an address, very important here. Because I can trace a student by his class or her class. In fact, class, which will also define the year, and the course taken, and where the student stays, the hostel. But the guy who doesn't know his homeless, really, how do you trace this person if you can't get him in class? Where else do you get him? And interestingly, this student lives in the university. If something happens to this student at midnight, how shall we explain? How shall we explain? Who will actually explain? If this student is hurt within the university at 1 a.m., is he going to be treated under the university insurance? So again, this is an issue that actually needs to be interrogated. We need to find out whether this practice also should be allowed or not. And if there are any ways we can actually help the students to be able at least to find a place they can stay after class. Because that is the healthiest thing that should actually happen, and which we should ensure it happens. That students have at least the most basic minimum to help them get some kind of peaceful or restful evening.